Hello, 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 and welcome to Math is Easy Step by Step. We have a problem here, and this is, I'm not going to kid you, this is an extremely difficult problem, and you most likely will not be able to answer this problem without a lot of practice, which I'm going to touch on in the last video. I've got written instructions, so it's in a video. You can pause it, write it down, take notes, but you really need to practice what's called working with quadratic equations, and that's what you see here. Okay, so no joke, this is tough, but I do want to point out a few things, and maybe take a look at examples A, B, C, D, and E, and see if there's anything we can see here that we can eliminate. So at the very least, if you're struggling with these answers, at the very least, you'd be able to find something that will help you in eliminating some of these values. And so you at least have a higher percentage of guessing correctly, right? So that's what I'd love to do. And I'm going to kind of do that right off the start. And then I'm going to show you step by step the things you're going to need to do in order to solve this particular problem. Okay, I've created a number of different videos on factoring. And so anytime you have what is the solution to 5x squared minus 2x plus 5 equal to 0, they're asking you to factor. And they're asking you, without telling you, to find the zeros of this function, okay, of the equation. So when you see that, it's all about factoring. And I'm going to go over in this first part video and give you all the different types of factoring you can do. But one key thing I see here with A, B, C, D, and E options is they're all in what's called quadratic form. Quadratic equation form. Okay, and I go over that in detail in these other videos. And so if you're not familiar, you will be by the end of this video, why I make that statement, okay? And so take a look at A, B, C, D, and E. I'd like to show you right off the bat ways that you can eliminate at least two options. Two options, okay? So what I want to kind of explain are these answers a little bit, right? So you have 1 plus and minus 2 times I times the quantity of a square root of 6 divided by 5. This is like a fraction. What does that mean? That means 1/5, so 1 over 5, plus or minus 2 times I times the square root of 6 over 5. Right? So the 1 over 5 and 2 over 5 is what I want you to focus on right now. This is a fraction. Negative 2 over 10 plus or minus 2 over 10, right? This is another way to write this is with two denominators of 10. Negative 2 over 10 and a plus or minus 2 over 10, right? 2 over 5 and a plus or minus of 2 over 5. 2i squared of 6 over 5, technically. But listen, in order to understand this test-taking strategy, you only have to focus on 1 over 10, 2 over 10. 1 over 5, plus or minus 2 over 5, right? Now pay close attention. This, if you see it in an exam, you can eliminate the answers. Can I reduce the value of 1 over 5 or 2 over 5? No. No. Can I reduce for C, 2 over 5 or 2 over 5? No. Can I reduce 1 over 5 or 2 over 5 for E? No. Can I reduce negative 2 over a positive 10? Yes. Can I reduce 2 over 10? Yes. 2 will be divided into top and bottom, giving you 1 over 5. 1 over 5. So eliminate B. That cannot be an option. They will not give you, you should never ever choose an option that isn't fully reduced as a fraction like A, C, and E. These are fully reduced fraction options for A, C, and E. So A, C, and E could be an optional answer, but not B. Cross off B. What about D? 1 over 10? No, you can't reduce 1 over 10. But what about 2 over 10? Yes, I can divide 2 into 2, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that will reduce down to 1 over 5. So D cannot be an option. Not an option I would choose, because you always, always, always have to reduce your fraction in an answer. So that's a test-taking strategy. Now, if you're going to guess, you got 3 to choose from. Let's hope you guess correctly. But guess what? You just increase the odds that you will guess correctly. So that's a test-taking strategy. Please use these test-taking strategies. I try to do them in all my videos. Sometimes it's just not possible. All right, so let's see here. Let's take a look. So typically a solution, oops, I'm sorry. Let me gather my thoughts. Typically a solution to the 5x squared minus 2x plus 5 equals 0, this means to factor, right? They want you to factor. They want you to find what are all the zeros of the function, right? So I've created a bunch of different videos on how to factor. Excuse me. Watch my videos, finding zeros of functions. I've created a bunch of test question problems on my account that will help you understand on how to find zeros of functions. These are the and from here, these are the different type of factoring videos I've also created, right? Different type of factoring videos I've created. Finding the greatest common factor, right? Here's an example. Finding the greatest common factor in each of those terms. Check out my videos. Grouping, right? Factor by grouping. You can take this expression and group it. And then you can factor. Sometimes it takes more than just one of these ways to factor. Sometimes you have to combine using the greatest common factor and grouping, etc., etc. Check out my videos. Difference of squares. I created a difference of squares video. Difference of cubes, x cubed minus 64. Check out my videos on factoring difference of cubes. Perfect square trinomials. I've created videos on factoring perfect square trinomials like you see here. Two numbers that multiply to 9 and two numbers that add up. Those same two numbers would add up to a positive 6, right? So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6, right? And, excuse me, I got a little more room here to show you some stuff. Factoring trinomials, right? Factoring trinomials. And then, finally, and this is what is involved with this particular problem, what makes it so difficult, is factoring quadratic equations. And this is the form it looks like, right? This is the actual formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. So do you remember those answers? You remember a, b, c, d, and e, which we eliminated a couple of those answers. And so quadratic equation is the factoring to find the 2 zeros. So that's why I knew when I look at these options A, B, C, D, and E, I would have to use the quadratic equation to factor. All right, but remember those test-taking strategies. 2 over 10 is 1/5. Cross off B. 2 over 10 reduces down to 1 over 5. Cross off D. If you have to guess, you got A, C, and E. Hey, math is easy. Take it step by step. If I've helped you, please help me to continue coming to others by donating your stars, your gifts. If you find these videos helpful, please like, follow, and share. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.